everyone, today we're going to do a review and a little bit of a walkthrough of Wonderland on board Symphony of the Seas. Let's go! Hi everyone, John here from Byte Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking all about Wonderland on board Symphony of the Seas. So Wonderland is a specialty dining restaurant. It is one of many specialty dining restaurants. I was recently on board Symphony of the Seas and I went to every dining option in 7 days. I tried all the included food and all of the specialty dining food with the exception of Coastal Kitchen, which is the suite restaurant. So if you are new to our channel, thanks so much for coming. We are a travel agency trying to give you the best information about cruising so you can plan and go on an amazing cruise vacation. Let's get into Wonderland. So Wonderland is located on deck 12, mid aft, let's say. So closer to the back of the ship. It is basically right above the boardwalk, looks out at the boardwalk. I was lucky my room was on deck 12 in the aft. I had a boardwalk balcony, so it was a pretty quick walk over to Wonderland. So Wonderland is a whimsical restaurant. It is based on Alice in Wonderland. The whole concept of the restaurant is a little weird. So there are going to be a lot of people that this restaurant is not for. And as always, before we get started here, let me just say that food reviews and restaurant reviews are very subjective. You may have a completely different experience than I did just a few days later. There may be different chefs, different things going on. It's all based on our subjective palates and what type of food we enjoy and different things. So take everything with a grain of salt. Go check out all the restaurants. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So today, while we're discussing Wonderland, let's talk about the food a little bit before we walk in and experience this beautiful restaurant. Wonderland, again, is whimsical. It means that there's going to be these little mysteries. So something may look like something, but taste like something else. Everything is a little bit of a play on food, and that may not be amenable to everybody. So if you have an issue with some textures, or you don't like certain things to be jelly or mushy, might not be a good fit for you. But let's go through everything and talk about how fun this restaurant is and why I think it's a really good option for dinner once. So I really enjoy Wonderland. I've been on Wonderland on Anthem twice. I've been on Symphony twice. I really enjoy it. I like weird things. I like whimsical. I like playful. The Symphony iteration to me is much better than the Anthem iteration. It's in a better spot. It is just more open and more vast and just looks better. Again, my opinion. So again, it's located on deck 12. As you come in, there's this magical gold door that you walk through, or you don't have to, you can just walk around. But the whole setup is very fun and open. And as you will see, you do, when you go to, if you try the one on Anthem and then you try the one on Symphony, you'll see the difference of the openness and how it's out there. Now, you'll also notice if you go on Icon or any of the newer ships, that is not there. They took Wonderland out. It is now Giovanni's. I think that's great. I think having Wonderland on one or two ships or a few ships, I know it's on a few ships, is a great idea because it's something different, but it's not for everyone. So I went to Wonderland. There was nobody there. I went very early on day one. It was very empty. That's not a great indication to me. Maybe people don't love Wonderland, but last time we were there, it was packed. It was later in the evening, so I'm not really sure what that means. I will say that going through this iteration today, I thought everything was excellent. On Anthem, my last meal on Anthem, I thought it was okay. And I thought this one was really, really special. So when you get in, you get the menu. You have to paint the menu with water, so they give you a little brush, and you basically paint the menu and it comes to life. I think this is really fun. If you have kids, they have nice kids meals, so they don't have to try all the weird food. But if you would like to take your kids, it is a really fun experience. The Mad Hatter walks around, might be the creepiest thing in the world, but it's fun. I get it. It's really fun. So as you go through each of these things, I always like to just pick my entree and tell them to surprise me on the appetizers. There are a ton of appetizers. We'll go through the ones that I had just so you can see them. It is a ton of food. So I started out with the little shrimp. It is just a crispy shrimp with some almost like breading on there, but they're little like almost little branches. You dip it in the sauce. It is excellent. and then you get this little avocado crema with a little bit of wasabi in the bottom. You're supposed to eat it from the bottom. It's like a little cone. That's awesome as well. So those were both highlights for me, and really, 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 really good. I'm shutting off on the noises on my computer. Next up, I had the citrus lime tuna, which is, to me, one of the standouts. It comes in this tiny little lime. You eat the tuna. They give you a little Parmesan cracker. There's some little ice on top there. It's like a palate cleanser. That is really good as well. Next up, I had the Wonderland eggs, which you could see. This is really fun. It's just like little deviled eggs there. Even the nest is edible. Not that you would want to eat that whole thing. Then I had the liquid lobster, which is fantastic. And then I had the caprese. Now, I will say on the caprese, I don't love this iteration of a caprese salad. It is kind of like a deconstructed caprese, and the things that look like tomatoes are not the tomatoes. It's very different, right? So not my favorite dish, but it's fun and whimsical, and I enjoyed it. And then I had the short ribs. The short ribs are spectacular. However, I will say by the time I got to the short ribs, I was a little bit full, so I may want to pare it down next time. There are all kinds of little beet and different dips and sauces on the short ribs as well. And then last but not least, I got an entire plate of cotton candy and the world. The world, everyone should know by now, it's the most fun dessert ever. It's delicious. I actually did not enjoy this iteration of the world as much. It was a little too much caramel sauce. Usually they give it to you in a bowl with like some caramel popcorn and stuff on the bottom, and this seemed like a slightly different iteration, that's all. Things change all the time. They're updated or a chef does it slightly differently, but very, very fun. The menus are fun. The dessert menu, as you see, is really fun. I just had a great time. I just think it's an enjoyable way to spend the evening. I don't think you need to do it more than once or twice in your career at Royal Caribbean as you go on all these different cruises. But I do think it's worthwhile to try it once. It's very enjoyable. If you have kids, I think they would love it because they don't have to eat all that weird food anyway. But it is something very different. I like the fact that Royal does go out there a little bit and try some fun little options. Give you something else to try, something different, completely different than you'll have on any other cruise ship. So let me know in the comments below, have you been to Wonderland? Do you enjoy going there? Let me know if you know where the little secret Alice is in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching today. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions about Wonderland, please feel free to comment below and I'd love to answer them for you. And we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Come along, like this video if you found it helpful, and join us on this amazing cruise journey. We put out a brand new video every single day on cruising, and we do lives on Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings. So thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day and happy cruising. Bye.